Our lead story of the day is regarding President Joe Biden being exposed in a new book that's set to be released on January 17th. Now, in this new book, it details out President Joe Biden getting enraged and cussing whenever he would stumble across something former President Donald Trump left behind. It details out his feuds with Kamala Harris, him cussing so loud in the White House that his aides in other rooms can hear, and it gives us his grand plan on how he expects to solve illegal immigration. Folks, this is an episode you are not going to want to miss. Support us by hitting that like and subscribe button. Leave us a comment down below and double checking to make sure that bell notification says all notifications so you're notified whenever we go live or upload a video. And folks, we got a banger of an episode here to kick off this new year. Your help and support would be greatly appreciated. President Joe Biden would reportedly become enraged when he would stumble across reminders of former President Donald Trump inside the White House. The revelation was made in the forthcoming book, The Fight of His Life Inside the Joe Biden's White House, authored by Chris Whipple. Hell of a title by Chris, folks. The Fight of His Life? Could you get any more spot on talking about Joe Biden? The man looks like he's just fighting to stay alive. Look at him trying to breathe. He fights with his teleprompter. He's a golf ball backwards. He falls off a flight of stairs. The man's just trying to survive, folks. Spot on. Spot on by Chris Whipple. The fight of his life. You're damn right. The Daily Mail reported that examples of remnants from the Trump administration included a big screen television and a $50,000 golf simulator, of which Trump paid for, that he had installed to allow him to play virtual golf on almost any golf course around the world. Now, this move makes sense by Trump. One, to pay for it himself rather than having the taxpayers pay for it. And two, rather than freaking getting the Secret Service to plan this whole thing, getting them all chauffeured out there and on the taxpayer dime just to play a game of golf every day, he could do it from the luxury of the White House in a safe space and be able to actually work while he's also playing golf at the same time. Now, you would think this is something Joe Biden would get behind and be like, this is a pretty good move. We already have a bowling alley. We got a movie theater. Now we got a golf simulator. Joe Biden plays golf. And I should put that in air quotes, plays golf. The reason why I put in air quotes is the guy hit a golf ball backwards one time. Now, I shouldn't be shocked because the man fell up a flight of stairs, which I've never seen before either. But clearly, Joe Biden continues to astonish us all. Well, he's going to get upset here and say, what an effing a-hole, Biden said, showing the contraption to a guest. Biden allegedly said to a guest while showing them one of the things that Trump left behind. And I call this Trump derangement syndrome because clearly it goes from the bottom all the way to the top with Joe Biden. Because it's one of those things that no matter what Trump does, even if it's a good thing, people get upset with it. It didn't cost anybody any money. Trump paid for it himself. Other presidents can use it. But because he touched it, they're going, oh, icky. It's so childish, you guys. It is literally so childish. But, clearly Joe Biden is a child. Biden reportedly has such a strong distaste for Trump that he opposes using things that former president used, the book said. He was also reportedly paranoid that the Secret Service personnel were loyal to Trump. God forbid that they're loyal to a prior president, which is their job, by the way. And I'm sure they're loyal to President Joe Biden as well, while he runs our country into the ground. But I also find it interesting that, again, the Trump derangement syndrome, I'm not going to use anything the former president uses, all the while he's going to use the White House. He's going to use the room in which Donald Trump slept in, and former presidents as well. He's going to probably use the same toilet, all these things. He's just going to act childish, folks. And you see this from the progressive left to the Democrat Party at times, where literally that Trump could cure cancer and they would get upset with the guy. Anything Trump did that was good, it was bad. Anything Trump did that was bad was extra bad. That's how it all works. Earlier this month, it was revealed that scenes of illegal aliens flooding the U.S. southern border caused Biden to erupt in states of fury, dropping F-bombs in front of aides. Meanwhile, illegal immigrants kept arriving and Biden was furious, the book says, according to the copy obtained by Fox News. Aides had rarely seen him so angry. For all over the West Wing, you could hear the president cursing, dropping F-bombs. He'd always apologize when women were present, meaning that he's done this a lot. Now, what I find interesting is, why is he getting so upset that there's this massive illegal immigration surge? Because he's the one that caused this since day one, right? He's the one that was removing Trump's policies. He was pushing to have Title 42 removed and blaming it basically, well, it's the law, right? The judges ruled, we got to follow the law. It's the law, even though they're the ones that have been pushing this the entire time. So why is he being upset? You caused it, Joe. And maybe it's my theory that Joe Biden is so forgetful that his cognitive mind isn't just all there, that he literally forgot that he did that 2 years ago. There's no reason as to why he should be upset. He caused it. He caused it. It makes you wonder who's actually running the thing, right? Who's running the show here? Who's pulling the strings of the puppet? Because if he's getting upset over something that he caused, either he's a drastic idiot, which is very well possible, or somebody else is running the show and he didn't approve of it, but he had to push it forward anyways. Well, check this out. What's his grand plan here, folks? What was really going on behind the scenes? A senior Biden official reportedly told the author that the anger came from an apparent lack of solutions of the crisis. Our prediction has been right now for 2 years. It's confirmed here inside the White House, being exposed by this author, Chris Whipple. They didn't have a damn clue on how to solve this. So they created a massive problem and they couldn't figure out how to solve it. Go back to any immigration video that we've covered here. And we probably talked about that entire aspect of They don't have a clue. They don't know what they're doing. They caused this massive issue. They don't know how they caused it, and they don't know how to fix it, but they're going to call it a challenge and not a crisis. That's the theme, and it's continued for 2 years now. 2 years. And it's going to continue for another 2, folks. They don't have a damn clue what's going on. Not a damn clue. It's like, how would you feel if you were me and these were the solutions you had? It's the weight of the presidency, right? The advisor said. The book said that early in his term, he had served the F-bomb mostly for discussions, rather reserved the F-bomb for mostly discussions of the southern border. But he later started using it with other crises began popping up. You got to love it how he was like, well, I got to have it for the most important things, right? Because he's only going to have one crisis. And then the next one popped up. And then the next one popped up. And he's going, F this, F that. It's everybody else's fault other than myself. No, Joe, it's your fault. And you're going to see a constant theme here with Democrats as we progress down through this article from this book that details out how it's everybody else's fault. They're just going to cuss and complain about it and not have any solutions on how to actually fix the damn thing, which we see here. The book gained attention earlier this week when it revealed that Biden allegedly called Vice President Kamala Harris, who struggled through her first 2 years in office, a work in progress. I mean, lack of work and definitely in progress. She ain't doing any work, and neither are you, Joe. So maybe both of you should be called either work in progress or just in progress, because nothing you get anything done. She's called the border czar, and he's throwing F-bombs in the White House, and she hasn't done anything to solve this thing. DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the border secure. Kamala Harris says the border secure. Hell, she lied on camera saying she's been to the border, which she hasn't been to the border. That famous clip of, well, I've been to the border. I've been to the border. Well, I haven't been to Europe either. So she hasn't been to the border. Still hasn't been to the border. You just had Karine Jean-Pierre like 2-3 weeks ago say that Joe Biden's been to the border. Peter Doocy followed up and said, well, when has he been to the border? She wouldn't answer that question because the guy's never been to the border. But they're going to continue to lie to us. They don't have any solutions. And now they're hounding each other inside the White House. According to Politico, Biden reportedly learned that Harris's husband was complaining about the policy portfolio that she had been given to tackle in her role as vice president. Biden was annoyed, the book said. He hadn't asked Harris to do anything he hadn't done as vice president, and she'd beg him for the voting rights assignment. Well, I mean, Joe Biden, quite frankly, didn't do much as a vice president either, so there's not much he could pass down to Kamala Harris. And why would he pass anything down to her? I mean, look at the way she handled California, my home state. Why would you give her anything? Well, another senior administrator official agreed, according to the book, saying that Harris's inner circle didn't serve her well in the presidential campaign, and they're all ill-serving her now. It's everybody else's fault, you guys. And this is where the theme you get from the Democrat Party. You see it with Joe Biden, blaming on other people for the immigration, throwing F-bombs left or right. Now you see it with Kamala Harris going, oh, well, you know, my staffers didn't serve me well. Now they're ill-serving me. Now they're putting me in the bad spotlight, putting me in the wrong direction. No, they're not. You just suck. You suck at politics. You suck at your job. You sucked in California. You sucked at vice president. You would have sucked at the president if you were to actually obtain that position. It don't matter where you at. You're going to be bad at your job. That's just how it is. She doesn't know what she's doing. I actually don't know what she would be good at. But this is what she does. Maybe she'd be good at just complaining. Maybe that's a job if there's something out there. You also saw it from Hillary Clinton, who literally to this day has blamed anything and everything on why she lost the presidency. Literally anything and everything. She's never blamed herself. Politicians, for some reason, just can't blame themselves for the result that they got because people don't like them. Well, there you have it, folks. This new book's coming out January 17th. You can pre-order at Amazon right now. The Fight of His Life, the Inside of Joe Biden's White House or whatever by Chris Whipple. Go check it out. Leave us a comment what you think about all this down below. They don't have a damn plan to solve this immigration crisis. It's only going to get worse for 2 years. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.